guys, this is the Orchid Gardens Hotel and Shopping Plaza. There has been some progress in the construction. See, the building is now painted and the windows have all been installed. What up, properly does, welcome back to my channel. We're here at the back of the Botanical Gardens. The gardens have been closed since 2020, so it's over a year now. But we're right across the street from the new Orchid Gardens Hotel and Shopping Plaza. So we're back at the Orchid Gardens Hotel and Shopping Plaza, and today I'm going to give you an update on what has happened since the last time we were here. Now, the first thing you notice is all the windows have been installed and the building has been painted yellow. You can also see that the parking lot, now where this used to be a street, across the street from some kind of development, there's another hotel, a resort hotel that is planned for this vacant lot. But this used to be a street and they've now covered it with pavement, with cement, and what appears to be a parking lot. All the balconies have been installed. You can see that they've also planted a hanging garden, so there's growing plants on the balconies in the distance there, yellow and green. And the palm trees have all grown. Now this is supposed to be a 150 room hotel plus shopping center, kind of boutique stores and sports complex, sports facilities. It's now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors on the ground floor, so this would be considered a 6-story building. And was scheduled to be open in 2021, but because of the pandemic, construction was halted, and now the scheduled opening is sometime in 2022. It's now May 2021. This is being constructed by a consortium of Chinese investors, the Orchid Garden Hotel and Shopping Plaza, and it's meant to be an experience, kind of resort experience with spas and beauty salons and shopping for clothing, fashion, as well as hotels. And it's right across the street from the gardens, but also across from the National Cultural Center, and on this very busy road, which is going to become the bypass for the Georgetown bypass to the East Coast. In other words, Mandela Avenue will go directly into, at the south end, into that bypass, that 4 or 6 lane highway that they're building to bypass the East Bank Road that is currently congested on weekdays. But this is where the Orchid Gardens is located, Orchid Gardens Hotel and Shopping Mall. And it's clear that they've made some significant progress. There's still a lot of construction to be done on the outside. I don't know what's going on in the inside. I've never been inside. Eventually, hopefully, I'll be able to get access to the inside of this building eventually when they open, I suppose. But for now, what we can surmise is that they should be making progress on the inside as well as on the outside, because the outside seems to be almost complete. Alright, if you look at the installation of the windows seems to be complete, and what seems to be some kind of a base coat of paint has already been applied. seems as if somebody's already living in one of the rooms. So I'm assuming that these balconies are all on the outside of hotel rooms, and that the rooms are separated by the dividers that we can see. So in a sense you could probably count the number of rooms already. Built from the number of separations. But instead of being a tall building like the Pegasus Hotel, you know, something like 12 floors over there for the tower, this is a flat and long structure, and in a sense might be more in volume, greater in volume than the Pegasus Hotel expansion project. But clearly this was meant to be a consumer play, in other words, based on the projected increase in visitors to Guyana because of the economic growth in the last year and the last couple of years, and for the future because of oil. You know, Guyana's GDP grew by 40% in 2020 despite the pandemic, and is expected to grow by another 50%. There are lots of people flooding into Guyana currently from South America. There you see the balconies with the hanging gardens. Yeah, lots of people coming into Guyana, migrating to Guyana from South America, and now the current government is preparing for an influx of migrants. However, that will depend on how they manage the country, and as you know, it's still very much divided politically, so a lot of that will depend on stability and growth. But this was meant to be a play for the potential economic growth that Guyana was going to see as a result of oil and gas. Sidelined for a year because of the pandemic, but now back on track for completion in 2022, and was meant to be a play for visitors, mainly for tourists coming to Guyana and looking for temporary accommodations. So guys, this hotel is located opposite this vacant lot, which is going to be the site of another set of hotel resort hotels. Continental Group is building hotels across the street from this Orchid Gardens, and as I was saying, this is a good investment strategy. As I said in my assessment, this is a good investment strategy because it made a play for what was potentially going to be an influx of tourists and visitors to what is now the fastest growing economy in the world. Guyana is now the fastest growing economy in the world, with a GDP growth of 40% in 2020 and an expected growth of 50% in 2021 and beyond. So this is in fact a great investment strategy. However, what I fault it for is the lack of vision in the style of the hotel that they built here. I think they could have been a lot more ambitious for the volume of space that they're occupying. They could have built something a lot more contemporary and or futuristic, you know, because I mean these guys are coming from China, from Asia, where a lot of the newest buildings in the world are going up, so they should have come down here and built something like they're building in China or Singapore, Malaysia and so on. So I would definitely discount them for the lack of vision in the way they designed this hotel. But the development strategy is going to pay off in the short term. The way they're going to lose out in the long term is that there are other hotels that are going to come up They're going to be much more attractive, much more futuristic or contemporary, and therefore they're going to lose out in the competition for visitors because they did not build a much more attractive hotel. That's my assessment of this Orchid Gardens and shopping mall. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Tell me what you think about this Orchid Gardens hotel, about the progress the hotel is making, and about the prospects for its future success as an investment, Chinese investment in Guyana. Remember, like and subscribe, turn on notifications so you can be informed whenever there's a new video. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening here in Georgetown, Guyana. Later!